gustavang ting mikunting nari Tumpaya katos akea katos Ekon talana werutasi Za uo e fruik ni maya gustavang ting mikunting nari Tumpaya katos akea katos Ekon talana werutasi Za uo e fruik ni maya gustavang ting mikunting nari Tumpaya katos akea katos Ekon talana werutasi Za uo e fruik ni maya gustavang ting mikunting nari Tumpaya katos akea katos Ekon talana werutasi I found a light inside me. I wanna let it glow. Keep shining right beside me. Follow where I go. So when the thunder comes and the storm becomes the night, I'll guide you through the lightning. Stay close by my side. Up in the clouds, I found my voice. Up past the shouts and broken noise. So don't let me fall where I don't belong. I can't go back and lose it all.
Hello there, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of All About a Fursuiter, the series where we interview furries, get to know a little bit more about the furry fandom, one furry at a time. Yes, 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 yes. Welcome everyone to the season 5 finale. Yes, you heard that right. We have made it to the season 5 finale. So I can't even believe to say this. First off, season 5 I think is probably the longest running season. I believe it has lasted a good year and a half at least. So I want to thank everyone for being a part of season 5. Thank you. Yas, definitely. Yas, yas. You all have been amazing. So first off, I want to thank NOKIE for being a part of that Grand Canyon cinematic video that you saw before we got here. But for the moment at hand, let's get into the season 5 finale interview, and that is none other than Stormi Folf. As always, we will ask Stormi 5 questions. And without further ado, let's get into it. Yes! On to the first question now, and that is, who is Stormi Folf?
First of all, hi Benji. I miss you so much, and I don't know, man. I'm just some dog on the internet that does videos or something.
Bork. Heck. According to unknown laws of aviation, there is no way that Abby should be able to fly.
In all seriousness, I'm a furry YouTuber that primarily focuses on informative furry fandom content with things like surviving furry conventions, how to get a fursuit, and overall, just dissecting furry psychology. I love figuring out what makes us tick as furries. And when I'm not picking my brain with this stuff, I let it rot with chaotic Twitch streams. That being said, please don't watch my Twitch streams. I'm begging you, do not. They're very bad for you.
But yes, we are both big dogs on the internet and goofballs and all such. But yes, Stormi, you are such a goofball. I love it. I love your energy. I love your goofiness. Yes, you're awesome. Yes, 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 yes. On to the second question now, and that is, how did you find the furry fandom?
My earliest memory was very likely through the art side of the Sonic fandom. I always came across unrelated furry art on my quest to find inspiration for my next Sonic OC. A lot of the anti-furry discourse we see today really is just repackaged nonsense from yesteryear. It was always hilarious seeing like how the Sonic fandom would say the same things about furries that anti-furs also say today about furries. Like, some things just never change. I should know, I used to be an anti-furry, and it's still one of the silliest things I've ever done. But thankfully, I grew up, and now I have bills and rent to pay. Yeah, growing up sucks. Shameless plug, but I plan on doing a video on this topic sometime in the future. Anyway, one thing led to another, and a decade later, I'm wearing a blue luxury shag art piece. Totally worth it.
I think that is a really awesome and interesting story. Hearing that you came from the Sonic fandom and that you were an anti-fur. I mean, to be fair, I've heard a lot of people come from anti-furs and to become furries. You're not the only person I've heard that from. I've heard from a lot of furries that have happened from that. It's an ironic story. It's an ironic thing how that all happens. But yes, that's awesome. And yes. On to the third question now, and that is, tell us your experience about being a content creator.
I've been an active furry YouTuber since 2017, and it's probably one of the wildest rides I've ever had in my entire life. I never in a million years expected to make so many friends and eventually make furry content for a living. That being said, however, so much has changed in the last 7 years, for better and worse, in my opinion. It's not just furry YouTube anymore. It's furry TikTok, furry Twitch, furry Instagram, and if you're trying to do all this by yourself, it can get pretty overwhelming. Although it's way easier to get into content creation nowadays, it is so much harder to stay on top of things because it feels like you have to pretty much post everywhere all the time. So I'm pretty much exhausted 24/7, especially since I'm expanding into Twitch. Stormi's work is never done.
You know, I will admit, and I'll have to agree with you 100%, the last 7 years, and I've been a content creator since 2018. So I'll actually, man, it's been about 2018. I think about it. But I'll admit, it has changed for the better and for the worse. So I definitely have to agree with that. Yes, it's a true statement. I mean, life changes, sometimes better, sometimes worse. So I definitely understand that, yes. Now, on to the fourth question now, and that is, who is your favorite Miles Tales Prower?
Probably Adventure era Tales. In the games, it was like we could finally see his personality start to blossom, and he began to have an actual presence alongside Sonic for once. You had to actually play as Tails in order to progress. But before that, however, he felt kind of tacked on as a run-of-the-mill sidekick that no one really knew what to do with yet. While it's true that you could fly around as Tails in Sonic 3, before that, you pretty much had a Sonic clone, basically a sprite recolor of sorts. So, like, yeah, you could play as Tails in Sonic 2, but he pretty much played like Sonic. Whereas after Sonic 2, you could actually fly with Tails and whatnot, and you get the mecha, the tornado, and so on.
You know, I'm honestly surprised you said Sonic Adventure. I honestly thought you were going to say Sonic the Hedgehog 2, like the original OG Miles Tales Prower, so I think that's really awesome. To be fair, I did not see Miles Tales Prower until Sonic Heroes, so I still think Sonic Heroes Tails is still my favorite. But I do like, to be fair, I do like Sonic X Tails. Sonic X Tails still has a soft spot in my heart, so yes. yes. And now, on to the fifth and final question for Season 5, and for you, Stormi, and that is, what are some positive and encouraging words that you could give for all transgender people out there? Yes.
Stay positive, keep your chin up, and remember that things will eventually get better. I know it all seems rough right now, but remember that no matter what, no one can take your identity away from you. And lastly, thanks for having me for the interview, Benji. Again, I really miss you, and I hope we can see each other again sometime. Bye!
Honestly, I couldn't say it better myself. It's so important to keep your rights and to know what you're fighting for in life. I 100% agree with everything you said there, Stormi. And honestly, I miss you too. I hope we see each other soon, you know? Yes. But yes, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Honestly, it was a huge honor to have you on, Stormi. Yes. Again, I will leave all of the links to Stormi Folf's social media links in the description down below if you want to check all of her media out. Again, if you enjoyed this video, give us a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, but as for always, I bid y'all for the finale for Season 5 a good farewell.